fellow guitarists, welcome to MBN Guitar. My name is Joshua Rogers. In this lesson I'm going to be teaching you licks number 1 through to 17 from the seminal song Sultans of Swing by Dire Straits or Mark Knopfler, and hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to follow along with everything that I'm doing, all my regular uploads and so on and so forth. Let's just talk about Mark Knopfler's technique. Obviously he's the guy that played all the guitar and sung the vocals for Sultans of Swing, and I think he composed it as well. And he has a very distinctive style. He's a virtuoso finger-picking guitar player, even though he plays this song on electric. And most of us associate finger-picking with the acoustic or classical guitar, but he was doing all this on electric guitar. So he uses his thumb, index finger and middle finger. I think occasionally he uses his annular finger, but I don't really see him do that very often. And Sultans of Swing, you can certainly get by just by using these three fingers. If you want to use a pick, that's fine, but I won't be teaching you how to use a pick because I'll be playing it as close as I can to Mark Knopfler's style, which is these three fingers. It's in the key of D minor, and remember, if you want the tabs you can just head to my website, and I'm also going to have a backing track there that you can use as well, so you can jam along with this perfectly. Alright, let's do this. I'll start with lick number 1. It starts after this. You've got a little intro. You've just got that. And then he does, which is 2 on the 5th fret, and then a hammer from 5 to 7, and then pick again. That's lick number 1. And then you've got this, lick number 2. Let's break that down. You can slide from anywhere. I'm saying you slide from 5 to 7, but it could be a slide from nowhere. It doesn't really matter. So that's 5 to 7 on the D string, and then 7 on the G string, and then do that 7 on the D string again, and then 6 on the B, and then 7 on the G. Then pivot around this 3rd finger. So that's a D minor 7 arpeggio, from 7 on the G to 6 on the B, 5 on the E, then 7 on the E. Then back. So you're sort of going, that way and then back up. That's to the 5th on the 1st string and then 6th on the B string. And then we've got, so you pick that 6th fret on the B again, and then hammer pull off 5, 6, 5 on the B, and then back to that 7th fret on the G, and that's the end of lick number 2. And then it starts with the first verse. You get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, meantime. Then we've got the lick number 3. Okay, that's a real tricky lick to do on an acoustic guitar. Before you ask, I'm playing 12s. That's the gauge of the 1st string here. For my video Hotel California I was using 11s, but I wanted to go back to 12s. I usually play 13s, but I just wanted to go back to 12s. For me they just sound a bit better. So yeah, before you ask, I'm playing 12s. So this is a bend. So I'm going up. I can't really get as far as you're supposed to, but it doesn't really matter. In the context of the song, as long as you're sort of sounding like you're getting where you're supposed to, don't worry about it too much. If you're an electric, there's no excuses. But for an acoustic guitar, don't worry about it too much. So basically I'm trying to get to that pitch. There's no way I can, but yeah, like I said, it doesn't matter. So you bend up, release, then bend up again, then release and do a pull off to the 2nd fret. Like that. Okay, so that's all on the G string. And then we've got lick number 4. Like that. So you've got, get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, meantime. South of the river, you're stopping your hold, everything. Okay, so that's a slide from basically out of nowhere up to the 11th fret on the D string, and then you play the 10th fret on the B string, and then you just do that a couple more times, like, give it a bit of vibrato there too. Okay. Then, and then, a band is blowing Dixie, double 4 time. Okay, I'm not going to show you that because I class that, this part here, as a riff, not a lick. Just let me explain what the difference is. A lick is something that usually happens just once, and it's kind of a cool little like series of notes that you might do, and you probably will never do them again in that song. A riff, however, is similar to a lick, but the difference is you're going to hear that same thing repeated possibly several times in the song. So this for me is actually a riff. I call it riff number 1. And the other riff is like, and then there's a, but I'll teach those in another tutorial. A band is blowing Dixie, double 4 time. You feel alright when you hear the music play. Just bear with me if you see me scrolling, it's because I'm just checking sure that I'm teaching you the licks in the right order. There's a lot, and even I get lost sometimes when I'm playing the song live. I'll play the wrong lick at the wrong time, but it doesn't really matter, I still get the point across. But I want to teach this to you guys pretty much exactly as it is in the studio recording. So this is lick number 5. It's very similar to that opening. It's really close to that. Okay, so we're sliding from 5 to 7 on the D, and then to 7 on the G, and then back to 7 on the D, then to the 6th on the B, and then 7th on the G. And then we've got 4. It's really up to you. It's a little bit tricky to hear that on the recording. So how I've written it in the tabs is a hammer from 5 to 7 on the A string, and then 5 to 7 on the D string, and then 5 on the G string. A band is blowing Dixie, double 4 time. You feel alright when you hear the music play. And then we've got, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Okay, so let's do that one. That's 6 on the G string, and then 5 on the E string. And then you're going to slide back up to those like this. So you start there, and then slide, and then to the 6th fret on the first string, and then 6 on the G, 5 on the E, and then move that 2 frets that way, like this. And then move it another 2. The 2nd fret and then 1st fret. So it's all on the same, like that. Coming in out of the rain, you hear the jazz go down. Okay, that's lick number 8, and that's a, so we're doing a pull off. It's like a A7 suspended 4th chord. That's a pull off from 10 to 9 on the first string, and then 10 on the B, and then 9 on the G. And then I do like a double slide from 9 to 7 to 6, all on the G string. Then a pull off from 7 to 5 on the D string, and then a slide from 7 to 4 on the A string. Now in the recording it's really indistinct. By the time you get here, you can't really hear what he's doing after that, so I've just kind of thrown that in. I don't really know if that's there or not. I can't actually really hear it, but it sounds like he's doing something. But Mark Knopfler has a way of just kind of letting licks just fade out. It's part of his signature style. And yeah, but anyway, you could do it like that, or you could just end it there. And then you've got competition in other places. Broken homes, they're blowing us down. And then we've got lick number 9. Okay, so that's like a couple of double stops, 3 double stops actually. So that's 10 and 10 on the B string and the E string, and then just move that to 8, and then 10, 10 on the G and B strings. And then we're going to be moving into the first chorus. The Sultans, now the Sultans of Swing. We've got that is actually part of the chorus riff, so I'm not going to teach you that one right now. You've got the next verse. You check out Guitar George. He knows all the chords. So this is lick number 10. Okay, so this is like a slide from kind of anywhere, but the chord is this. So I'm just, intents and purposes, saying that it's 3 on the first string, 2nd on the B string, and 3 on the G string. And you're just going to slide that. Like I said, you don't have to be too pedantic about where you start that slide, just start it from anywhere. So, but I've just said that it starts at the 3rd, but you can really slide it from anywhere. But you've got to end at the right place, and that's at the 9th fret with your 4th finger there, like that. So pick the same 3 strings and then go this way 1, and then back, like that. And then that's 10 on the B, followed immediately by 10 on the G string. Okay, and then we're moving on to lick number 11. Sorry, that might have been lick number 10. Doesn't matter anyway, you can follow along, just download the tabs and you'll know exactly where I am. So this lick here is probably, it's actually one of the most difficult licks in the song, especially on an acoustic guitar, because of this bend. Okay, so let's just break that down. You're supposed to be bending that a whole tone to this note here, but you can't do that on an acoustic. Well, you can, but it's going to hurt, and you're probably not going to be able to do it in time. So, like I said before, just imply that you're getting there. It doesn't really matter, it goes by so quick. Now that still sounds cool. Just give it a bend as much as you can. So bending from 7, theoretically up to 9, and then we've got 5, 5 from B to E. And then back to 5. So this is a bend, hold, and then pick that. So we're bending on the 8th fret up to the 10th. Now this you can get up there. And while you're holding that bend, click the 8th fret on the 1st string. So you're going to pick it while it's up and then release. That's called a pre-bend release. So you're letting it down, and then 7th fret on the 1st string. Then you're going to do like that, which is that same bend. Pick on the 8th fret on the B string, then release, bend, release. And then pick it again. That last 2 notes is, or 3, yeah, 3 notes. It's quite subtle on the recording. And it's subtle because he started singing again, and he just sort of releases while he's singing. I don't know if he did the vocals and guitar together. I don't think he did, because it just sounds a little bit strange, but he might have, you know. Anyway. So we've got, check out Guitar George. He knows all the chords, but it's strictly rhythm, he doesn't want to make a crowd sing. You see a lone guitarist, yeah, so he's doing that. You see a lone guitar, and that's when he does it part there. is all he can afford. Now we're up to lick number 12. So that's a slide from 7 to 9 on the G string, and then to the 8th fret on the B string. And then you pick that 9th fret on the G and slide back to 7. And then 3 there. That's 7th fret on the G, 6th fret on the B, 3 times. You see, a long guitar is all he can afford. When he gets up underlaid to play his thing, and that's comes to lick 14. So this is lick number 14. That's a hammer from 5 to 7 on the D string, then 5 on the G, 7 on the D, 5 on the G, 7 on the D, hammer from 5 to 7 on the G string. And then you've got, what's the next part? And Harry doesn't mind if he doesn't make the scene. And then, I think Mark Knopfler does it here, but for us it's super hard to bend this, so I chose to do it here. So what we're doing there is a double stop. We've got D and an open E, so that's 3rd fret on the B string. You pick both together, then you bend a whole tone, release, bend, release, and then bend. And then you just sort of release gradually at your own speed. Try to keep that open E going. Okay, so that's that one. And then we have lick number 16. You can finger this however you like, but I've chosen this. Like that. So we're sliding up to the 9th fret on the 1st string, and then pick it again. Then 10th fret on the B, then 9th fret on the G, and then 7, 6 on the G. Then to the 10th fret on the B string. Then a quick slide from 8 to 10 on the B string. Well, he can play the honky tonk like anything, saving it up for Friday night. Okay, so let's just cover that one. That's lick number 17. So I'm sliding from 5 to 7 on the D string, and then to the 7th fret on the B string, then back to that 7th fret on the D, then 10 on the G, 9, 8 on the G, 7 on the G. Okay, so that's lick number 17.